Of course, one of the goal scorers for Uruguay in that match, Luis Suarez, afterwards he had some very interesting comments, still discussing his departure from Barcelona. Don, he said he was moved to tears. Now, we heard this before from him, but now it's a month later. He's an Atleti player. Time for Suarez to move on?
Yeah, time for him to move on, but I understand his pain. You know, he was there 6 years and scored a ridiculous amount of goals. I mean, 59 in one season, and he was prolific. You know, whenever he played for Barca, you relied on him. You know, and he had some fantastic players around him, people like Neymar and Griezmann and Lionel Messi, of course. And he was a superstar for them. You know, he ranks high in their list of all-time goal scorers. So it would have been painful. I think more so for the way it was handled, I think, Seb. You know, it weren't handled with any real grace. They didn't really give him a proper send-off, which they probably should have done. And he probably feels a little bit hurt and a little bit sort of spiteful over it. But you know, I'm pretty sure he'll move on pretty quickly now. Once he, gets going at Atleti, and he scored a couple of goals already. So goals will help him, and certainly settling in will ease that process.
Don, you talk about a proper send-off. He's the third leading scorer in club history, but he's 33 years old. They're a big club. At some point, they're going to have to move on. Like, what would you have liked them to do for Luis Suarez?
No, it's not a case of what I would like them to have done. I think just take your time. I mean, if they're going to move Luis Suarez on, I mean, have the conversation with him and send him off in the right way. It all seemed a little bit rushed to me. Ronald Koeman came in, and within 1 or 2 days, a 5-minute phone call, off you go, you're not wanted. That's pretty harsh for any player to try and deal with, never mind a Barcelona legend. So I just think it could have been handled a little bit better and a little bit, I think with more dignity, I think.
Shaka, when you hear Don use the word like undignified, what do you think? Are you on Barcelona's side or Luis Suarez's side?
I'm on Luis Suarez's side. Listen, I think especially when you have a player like Luis Suarez, give him everything that went on in his move, not just in prying him away from Liverpool, a club that he was enjoying playing at so much, but then comes to Barcelona, does the things that he does individually in terms of his goal scoring, which Don mentioned, and then as a team with Barca winning everything as they had done, especially in those early few years, there's a way to handle these breakups, let's call them. And you don't send him off the train with the kids or alone with Arturo Vidal because you're trying to force the point home that you want him off the books. I'm with Don. I feel this is totally undignified. It was the perfect way to phrase it. And I understand why Luis Suarez continues to feel hurt as he does. The only consolation to this is that the fans and their memories will last longer than this president. That we know, and he will always remain well thought of by the Barcelona fan base.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.